Now on WRDE Coast TV.
We're seeing areas of dense fog and limited visibility this morning. After that burns off, another nice fall day is in store for Delmarva. I'll tell you how warm it gets coming up next.
Violent crimes. First week of October has seen an arrest in a murder case. And also, we have a shooting investigation going on in Sussex County.
New development complaints. While there is some of the usual pushback, a project in the Milton area is also bringing with community concern.
Parking controversy in Millsboro. A public street policy has members of one housing development seeking change.
Is fair down the line. Bone's going to drive in a run.
Game 1 won by the Phillies. The defending National League champs start the playoffs with a win over the Marlins.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. It is Wednesday, October 4th, 2023.
And looking at a nice day here, Paige, and for those with Phillies fever, some might be making the trip up north later tonight. A nice night at the ballpark that we're looking at.
Definitely. Yeah, you can't go wrong going out to a ball game today, maybe going out and walking on the beach today.
Oh, lots of things to do outside today.
Yeah, whatever you wanted to do last week and couldn't, you can just do today.
How about weeding?
Oh, I actually enjoy weeding.
I know that. That's like, hey, I got some at my place.
Hey, hire me for your weeding needs. Yeah, not a bad day for garden work either. Let's bring in first alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. Bob, do you like weeding? I don't remember if we've talked about this.
I like cutting the grass.
Okay.
I find that hypnotic. As far as weeding, not so much. But Paige, you're more than welcome to come over and help me with my weeds anytime. It is looking great for those outdoor activities today. Watch out for the fog this morning. The visibility is fluctuating now up to 8 miles in Georgetown. It has been as low as 2 miles, but now down to 5 miles in some of that fog in Ocean City. It is chilly out the door. 51 in Ocean Pines. We're starting to see blue showing up on our temperature map for the first time this fall. 54 in Georgetown, Redden right now at 54 degrees. And we've got light winds, and that'll be the case all day with high pressure. So be careful in the fog. Use the low beam headlights. Otherwise, we've got high pressure in place, and that will keep us high and dry throughout the day. As we've got cool temperatures in the 50s this morning, definitely need that jacket, but then you can shed it as we go through the morning into the afternoon. By noon, mid to upper 70s inland, cooler along the beaches, and I think we're topping out near 80 degrees. Inland areas, Delmar through Millsboro, but cooler along the beaches as we go into the evening. Don't need the rain gear for today's checklist, but make sure you use those low beam headlights in the fog this morning. Make sure you have the summer clothes, sunglasses for sure, and the higher SPF sunscreen is a good idea too.
We have breaking news from overnight. 5 people were shot at Morgan State University in Baltimore. University police reported to have heard gunshots around 9:25 p.m. The victims, 4 men, 1 woman, they were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. I just checked a moment ago. Police there are still searching for the shooting suspect.
We have an update now in the case of the Hurlock man who went missing and was later found murdered. Delaware State Police have arrested a 17-year-old boy. He is being accused of shooting and killing 41-year-old David Thomas Jr. Troopers say Thomas's remains were found on September 29th in a drainage ditch in Magnolia. That teen was arrested Monday and charged with first-degree murder along with a number of other crimes.
Go to Seaford, where police are investigating a shooting they say happened Monday night. According to the department, officers responded to complaints. This was around 8:18 p.m. in the area of Conwell Street between Spruce Street and 3rd Street. Witnesses say that a man was firing at a group of people and then took off in a white vehicle. Police say they found several shell casings. Luckily there, no one was hurt. A developing situation in the Milton area. It's about a development called Twin Mass. This land that you can see from above is the site of a proposed project for about 250 houses right off of Round Paul Bridge Road and Hudson Road. Some neighbors have gone to the Planning and Zoning Commission with several concerns, from more traffic to its close proximity to Hudson Fields Airport and being in an emergency landing zone for planes. Now, we reached out to the developer and have not heard anything back at this time.
In Millsboro, the Plantation Lakes neighborhood has a parking predicament. The town is considering a preliminary plan to make parking on the streets along single-family homes illegal. Even though it's a development, those streets are considered public. Some neighbors CoastTV spoke with say the change won't allow enough parking spaces for people who live in that area. Ken Christenbury, who lives in a single-family home in that neighborhood, is not happy about this plan. So much so, he has created a petition gaining 539 signatures from neighbors who are also opposed.
We believe you're assaulting our property values. We live here, this is our home. This is a hill we will die on. This community, which has a fraction of the traffic, much wider property, so me parking on the curb between my driveway and my neighbor's driveway isn't creating an obstruction, and the townhomes, the driveways are too close.
Millsboro Town Manager Jamie Burke says the town is trying to delineate parking in the neighborhood so people have safe spots to put their cars. Burke says police won't be giving out illegal parking citations in the single-family home section of the neighborhood until a plan is set in place.
Well, breaking overnight, the Phillies take the opener of their 3-game playoff series against the Marlins. Nick Castellanos had 2 doubles, including this one here in the 8th that scores Bryce Harper. Game 2 tonight at the Park. First pitch just after 8 p.m. and more in Game 1 later on CoastTV News Today.
But now the latest on the Hunter Biden case in Delaware federal court. On Tuesday in Wilmington, the president's son pleaded not guilty to criminal gun charges. Hunter Biden was arraigned on 3 charges related to owning a handgun while being a drug user. Biden's attorney then entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Hunter Biden was then released and provided he adheres to several conditions, including supervision by a U.S. probation officer, not possessing a gun, not using alcohol or drugs, and submitting to a drug test if requested by probation office.
Getting a live look now at the U.S. Capitol, and just over 12 hours ago, a historic move by the House of Representatives occurred. For the first time in U.S. history, the House Speaker has been voted out of office. In a 216 to 210 vote, lawmakers ousted Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, now the search is on for a new lawmaker to take over that position. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us what led to this vote and what lies ahead in the future of the Republican Party.
The chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
A sense of frustration from some lawmakers following the historic decision to oust Kevin McCarthy from his job as House Speaker. The move comes after heavy criticism from hard-right conservatives who slammed his decision to work with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown.
Doing the right thing isn't always easy, but it is necessary. I don't regret standing up for choosing governance over grievance.
Florida Representative Matt Gaetz led the motion to vacate.
It's the benefit of this country that we have a better Speaker of the House than Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy couldn't keep his word.
Only 8 members of the GOP voted to remove McCarthy. Democrats sealed his fate.
Nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy, and why should we?
McCarthy's removal has further divided Republicans.
It's disgusting. It's what's disgusting about Washington.
We're all adults here. We're all about making deals and negotiating, and that's the way this place works.
Now, lawmakers must decide who will lead the House majority moving forward. McCarthy says he will not run for Speaker again. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Representative Patrick McHenry from North Carolina now serves as temporary Speaker. He plans to hold an election for a permanent replacement next week.
And now we still have a lot more news to get to this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Page coming up, Milford in need of more volunteers for its food pantry. How the demand has changed in recent years due to the pandemic.
Also, a special event zone is currently in place in Ocean City. Why one local business owner says it's essential to keeping streets safe.
And car sales climb despite the ongoing United Auto Workers strike. What one manufacturer is attributing to the spike in sales. CoastTV News Today will continue after the break.
True Blue Jazz Festival brings bandleader and drummer Bobby Sanabria and his Multiverse Jazz Big Band to Nassau Valley Vineyards October 14.
Hi everybody, it's Bobby Sanabria. Join me in my incredible 24-piece multi-Grammy-nominated Multiverse Big Band featuring Janice Siegel, Antoinette Montague, and Jennifer Jade Ledesma on vocals as we perform a special concert dance honoring the Latin Jazz Big Band tradition as part of the True Blue Jazz Festival.
Get your tickets now at truebluejazz.org.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow. Using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
Get ready to experience the ultimate CNC and RV lifestyle event at the OCRV Show October 12th to the 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center. Explore a vast collection of new RVs and custom van life builds tailored for those seeking the thrill of life on the road. Enjoy exciting activities like kayaking, supboarding, fishing, and yoga, along with educational speakers, BMX demos, and bay cruises. The OCRV Show is the ultimate event for those who want to learn how to live it up when on the open road. Get tickets at ocrvshow.com and embark on a journey of a lifetime.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
6:11 on this somewhat foggy Wednesday morning as we're looking at our Tidal Health Cam from Seaford. You can see some haze and fog, not especially thick here, but it might be different where you are. So be careful, use those low beam headlights. We're seeing visibility across the area around 5 to 10 miles. And besides the fog, lots of stars out there still as the sun's not up till about close to 7 o'clock as we've got high pressure overhead, and that will continue to bring us nice weather. But look at these cool readings. Seeing some blue on the temperature map, 51 in Ocean Pines to 54 in Georgetown. Washing the car, I think you're in good shape the next 2 days. Add the wax, but by Friday, increasing rain. So washing the car, I gave it the fair condition, and I'll say hold off on the wax.
All right, well, happening today, millions of phones across the country will sound an alarm. It's part of a national test of the wireless emergency alerts and the emergency alert system. According to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, these tests are expected to take place around 2:20 p.m. FEMA says cell phones like this on and within range of an active cell tower for all wireless providers should receive the test alerts. As long as phones are on, even on vibrate, an alarm should still sound when the alert is activated. Property reassessment crews are working to complete data collection in the northwestern side of Sussex County. The data collectors will soon be moving east and begin work in Rehoboth Beach and Lewis. But officials say people will still see them in areas that were previously collected. And they say the revisits occur due to new construction and correcting property data that needs to be updated.
Some encouraging news about new car sales. General Motors reported a 21% jump in sales during the third quarter compared to last year. And this despite a UAW strike, inflation, and high interest rates. Stellantis, however, which sells Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler vehicles, they reported a 1% drop in sales. Ford is expected to release its sale figures later today. Forecasters expect Ford will report an 8% increase in sales. Google is making some changes to help reduce spam. It's adding new requirements for bulk senders defined as those who send more than 5,000 messages to Gmail addresses in a day. They will now have to authenticate their addresses and offer a one-click unsubscribe button in their emails, among some other requirements. That change goes into effect in February. Google announced Yahoo will implement the same changes.
Still ahead, reduced speeds in Ocean City. This is with that special event zone. Details of the increased penalties for violations.
Clear skies this morning, areas of fog out there. Not seeing too much on the Tyndall's casual furniture cam, but where you live, we might still be seeing those pockets of thick fog. Watch out for that. Otherwise, we'll see the fog burning off. We've got a couple more pleasant days on the way. Then big changes into the weekend. I'll have all the details after the break.
Gonna sound like a winner when I lay you down and love you right. Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Won't stay right here all night. If the good roads will that creek will rise.
1039 and 1063. We're local, we're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Join Cancer Support Community Delaware for the annual Pink Affair. Friday, October 20th at Solero in Rehoboth Beach. This elegant event will feature a luncheon, stylish boutique, silent auction, 50/50 raffle, and an opportunity to visit with friends. Tickets are $65 with proceeds helping fund critical programming for participants, caregivers, and families impacted by cancer in Sussex County. For more info, visit cancersupportdelaware.org.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Allergies aren't fun for anyone, especially when they work their way into your home. A professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer can dramatically improve indoor air quality and significantly reduce indoor allergens. Installing our whole home purification system Restore will even help prevent the spread of airborne viruses and bacteria. If you want to significantly reduce allergy triggers in your home, call or go online to book a free inspection today.
.16 on your Wednesday morning. That is a live look at Ocean City on our Hershey Exteriors cam. Beautiful morning there in OC. Not seeing that fog in that part of Ocean City, so that's some good news. But don't forget, it is around. Not very breezy this morning, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, what aren't you seeing, Paige?
Yeah, our flag is chilling this morning.
No wind.
I know. Yeah, you know, it is a condition where we have light winds, we have high pressure, and that high pressure tends to trap everything at the surface, including moisture. So we have the fog out there, patchy fog. We've been seeing that patchy, dense fog all morning long, and visibility is really fluctuating between Georgetown, Salisbury, and Ocean City as well. Make sure you scan the QR code lower left part of your screen. That will get you to the CoastTV weather app. Lots of great weather information on there. Here's some information I think you'll like. Warm temperatures up to about 80 today. Average high 74, upper 70s Thursday and Friday, and then the bottom drops out a little bit into the weekend. We increase the clouds, some showers on Saturday, and 71 as a strong cold front moves through. Look at the high on Sunday, only 63 degrees. Now, it's a chilly start this morning. Starting to see some blue showing up on our temperature map through Maryland and Delaware. 52 Selbyville, Ocean Pines 51, the same for Delmar, 55 in Seaford. Bethany Beach, you're waking up to 58 degrees as we have light winds right now, and lots of clear skies, and once we burn the fog off, wall-to-wall sunshine for today as high pressure is in charge all across the East Coast right now. And this high goes all the way back into the Ohio Valley. But then here's our cold front back to the west, moving into the Central Plains. They're expecting severe weather there from Oklahoma through Missouri into the upper Midwest. We won't see the severe weather, certainly see the rain with that front. But today, no rain, just lots of sunshine and temperatures warming through the 60s to about 80 for Millsboro, Seaford, Delmar, and other places by 2:30. Cooler along the beaches, only 60s and 70s with a bit of a sea breeze there. Tonight we're looking at mainly clear skies, maybe some fog again in the morning, and maybe not as cool tomorrow morning as it was this morning. And Thursday we're looking at temperatures close to 80 degrees, and we're looking at more clouds building in as we go Thursday on into Friday. As we're watching that next big cold front moving in, you can see all the clouds across the area as we go into Friday morning. Could see some drizzle or light rain, but we're tracking that strong cold front moving through the Ohio Valley, then into Pennsylvania, West Virginia. It starts to head our way noon Saturday. So those outdoor events, well, you might want a plan B because we're looking at showers, blustery conditions, maybe a rumble of thunder as that front moves through. The rain ends Saturday evening, and then Sunday blustery and much cooler, and that trend continues into early next week. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast, looking at 80 today with lots of sunshine, 78 on Thursday, and then the showers Friday, especially later in the day, the high of 77, kind of showery into Friday night, and Saturday 71. Much cooler Sunday, 63, mostly sunny. And look at those lows, 49 Sunday morning. Break out the flannel, the warm beverages. 45 Monday morning with a high of 64 and keeping it cool and mostly sunny into Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Bob. A reminder, you can hear Coast TV news and weather updates throughout the day on our family of radio stations. We're showing them on our screen right now. We're talking Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 FM, 93.5 The Beach, and also Big 107.7.
The holiday season is almost here. That means it's the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations from businesses and individuals, Every year we do our best to make sure every child on Delmarva has a present to open on Christmas morning. We do that by supporting nonprofits that hand-pick families in need. Applications for nonprofits are now open, and they're due October 31st.
Another special event zone is in place in Ocean City. The Endless Summer Cruising event is this weekend, and the town wants to keep people safe as thousands of people with their cars are predicted to attend. CoastTV News spoke to a store owner in Ocean City who explains why extreme speeding and reckless driving regulations are necessary.
It's for safety of the people and kids, of course, families, and it keeps the town safer, especially when there's a lot of people around the town.
All speed limits in town are reduced to 30 miles per hour. Fines are also increased, and police could arrest violators for reckless driving. The special event zone will end on October 8th. This does bring us to our CoastTV poll, and we're asking, is Ocean City's special event zone needed?
All right, let's take a look at those updated results. We had some more votes come in over the last hour. Some change here, 60% still saying no, a special event zone is not needed in Ocean City. 40% say yes, so a few more people voted yes. They do think it's needed. And, you know, Matt and I, we were talking, saying we would think more people would vote yes because of H2OI.
Yeah, you made that good point during the break that this is what helped keep that away.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hey, if you still want to vote or if you want to change your vote, you still can. Head to WRDE.com or our mobile app.
All right, well, after the break, the Milford Food Pantry, they're in search of more volunteers, and we'll tell you how much more the pantry could be doing if just the staff increased. Don't go anywhere on CoastTV News today.
NBC News Daily, weekdays at 1 on CoastTV.
Join us at Big Oyster Brewery on Sunday, October 15th at 8 a.m. for the first Shuck Cancer 5K, a remarkable event dedicated to rallying support for those bravely battling cancer. Profits from the race and sales will be donated directly to Fighting Pretty, a nonprofit organization that helps provide strength, beauty, and empowerment to women in their cancer journey. For more info, visit fightingpretty.org. Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Thinking about upgrading your bath or shower? Fast by Spicer Brothers is making it easy with a limited time offer.
Right now, receive $1,000 off your new shower or bath. Save 50% off installation, plus 0% financing with no payments until 2025.
Choose your favorite style and color, and it can be installed in as little as 1 day.
Have peace of mind with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty and factory certified 5-star installation guaranteed.
So before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind.
On Coast Life, step into the heart of the Redbird Legacy Foundation's mission. Salute the selfless dedication of a Sussex County community beacon and set the Halloween mood with DIY spiderweb placemats. Today at 4 on CoastTV.
The latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the WRDE News app on your Apple or Android devices. Just search WRDE Coast TV. The WRDE Coast TV News app. Coverage you can count on.
The Dots classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Duck on 107.1, 105.1, and 104.3. The station where you know the words to every song.
Download the free WRDE weather app built by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodel.
Growing need for help in Milford means more volunteers are needed. The Milford Community Food Pantry is looking for assistance to help hand out groceries and other essential supplies to those in need. Families the pantry has helped have doubled since before the pandemic.
And now we're only open 2 days a week, but we could go to 3. The other thing we've talked about is having evening hours for those families that can't get here during the day because they are working, but they still need the food.
And the Milford Community Food Pantry currently open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's at Avenue Methodist Church.
In Ocean City, cleanup dates hosted by the volunteer group Beach Heroes OC have been announced. They take place each Tuesday of the month from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. These include, we're going to give you a list here, October 10th at 23rd Street, October 17th at 17th Street, October 24th at 14th Street, and then October 31st at 9th Street.
And as we bring back First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey, I feel like we've said this every day this week so far. It's going to be sunny today, and you do have to be mindful of that UV index.
We do, and it's in some places it's hard to believe that we're talking about a lot of sun today because it is foggy. But besides the fog, we're looking at a lot of clear skies. It is time for our UV index brought to us by Face of Grace, a practice in sun safety. We're in the high range today. We're at a 6, so you have to be careful out there. Make sure you have that higher SPF, and then we fall back into the medium range as we go to Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday, it's really low, down to a 2 because of the clouds and showers with that cold front, then back to a 5 on Sunday. You really have to be especially careful. You get in the higher medium range into the high range. Make sure you have the SPF. That's at least 30. Also find the midday shade and limit time outdoors when we're in the high range. We'll see more of that sun the next couple of days with that big change for the weekend. Details coming up.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Also ahead this morning, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he will not try to reclaim his position. We have his reaction after a vote yesterday concluded his leadership.
Also, we're getting more information on that shooting overnight. New details to tell you about at Morgan State University. We'll tell you some of that from the police.
And housing development pushback, why neighbors are raising safety concerns about the plans for a development coming to Milton. We have all that and more when Coast TV News Today continues.
Did you know that named storms could add a wind damage deductible to your insurance claim? And the assessed value of your home is different than replacement cost? Know your policy and your deductibles. Review your coverage before disaster strikes. And if you do suffer damage, call the experts, Riptide Restoration, to guide you through the insurance process and help you maximize your benefits.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Coming up this week on the Delmarva Home Show. We're touring a beautiful custom home in Laurel, Delaware. This 5,800 square foot home is located in a quiet neighborhood with access to the river. The living room and dining room area in this home features cathedral ceilings, and the finished basement is the perfect recreation room. You can watch the Delmarva Home Show on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on WBOC.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, our First Alert weather team is always at work, ensuring you have the information you need.
So we're looking for it to begin to make its way towards Fenwick Island pretty quickly here.
Because we know how much weather matters to our coastal community.
Make sure you take cover from these storms.
In sunshine or storms, our promise is to guide, inform, and protect.
Make sure you are remaining weather aware tomorrow.
Weather coverage that prioritizes you. Coast TV and the First Alert weather team. Your safety, our commitment.
You have the power to leave the world a little better than you found it. You have the power to live a more carefree life. You have the power to make your home more energy efficient and less costly to operate. Solar from Clean Energy USA can give you that power. With over 14 years of experience and thousands of systems installed, solar power is more attainable than ever with generous incentives, making it less costly than you may think. Contact Clean Energy USA today to get your power.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV News Today. Your morning news starts right now.
October 4th, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Paige Marley.
And we are approaching 6:29 on this Wednesday morning, middle part of the week, and so far, no complaints about what we've had weather-wise this week.
That's right. We deserve this time. Last week, we all went through it together, so we deserve this clear, calm day today. Let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. Bob, we are talking about some rain potentially, though, in the next few days.
We are.
Okay.
Yes, the rain. I think it will be moving in as we go into the latter part of the week, into the weekend, Page, with that cold front. But until then, we're looking at gorgeous early October weather. But we have been plagued by some early morning fog. 8 miles in Georgetown right now, 5 miles in Ocean City, 10 in Salisbury. But all points in between could be a little lower. Could be still seeing areas of dense fog. Use a low beam headlights. Be careful around the bus stops. Look at these temperatures. Look at the blue showing up for the first time this fall near the state line of Delaware and Maryland. 51 Ocean Mission Pines, 51 in Selbyville, 54 in Georgetown. It is chilly out there, upper 50s along the coast. At least we're not talking about a wind chill. The winds are very light, and under high pressure, that's typically the case. So once that fog burns off, we're looking at a gorgeous day as we're surrounded by the H's, surrounded by high pressure, as those temperatures do warm as we go through the day. By noon, lunch outside for sure if you can, upper 70s, 80 around the 3 o'clock hour. Inland areas cooler along the beaches. Bus stop forecast foggy early on. Really be careful out there till about 8 o'clock when the fog burns off, and the kids heading home can carry the jacket. 78, sunny and warm.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. We have some new information now on the shooting that happened overnight at Morgan State University in Baltimore. The shelter-in-place order has been lifted. This comes after 4 men and 1 woman were taken to a hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. University police reported they heard gunshots around 9:25 p.m. A SWAT team and other law enforcement are continuing to still search for that shooter. And a new update this morning, Morgan State has said they are canceling all classes there for today.
We have news from the Indian River School District. A teacher at the Howard T. Ennis School was arrested after a 3-year-old student with a developmental delay was left on the playground unattended for hours. Delaware State Police say the student was left on September 18th after several children went away as the teacher was trying to line the students up to leave after recess.
Yeah, troopers say the student hid under a piece of playground equipment while everyone else was leaving the playground. They say the student was found hours later when the mother called the school to alert them that her child didn't get home off the school bus.
The Indian River School District, they sent a statement to CoastTV News saying, quote, the district immediately initiated an investigation and is currently working with the family to resolve this matter. The teacher has been charged with a misdemeanor and is off work without pay.
Some developing news now out of Milton. 249 proposed homes are the center of a debate between neighbors and developers. Coast TV News reporter Charles Reiner shows us why people have numerous safety concerns.
These schematics show what is proposed for Round Pole Bridge Road and Hudson Road right outside of Milton. A development called Twin Masts would bring close to 250 homes right off of Route 1 near Hudson Fields Airport. And it's that close proximity that has pilot John Turtia worried.
If it gets approved, I as a pilot would like to have a safety zone. We call them runway protection zones. So if I have an emergency, I have a place to land. I don't want to land into a house, kill people, and as importantly, kill myself too.
Turtia says the proposed spot for these houses is right in the landing zone for planes if they have an emergency during takeoff. But in a presentation to the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission, the developers argued that the land is outside of FAA-protected areas.
We reached out to the developer today for an interview, and we didn't hear anything back.
The developer has already revised its original site plans to address some feedback and concerns. Janet Letty-Gebel lives on Round Pole Bridge Road and says the street cannot support this many homes.
Round Pole Bridge Road is a local farm road, as was stated by the DelDOT expert in the hearing. It's a local farm road, and because this parcel is in state investment level 4, the state of Delaware will not improve the road.
Other concerns voiced to the Planning and Zoning Commission include close proximity to wetlands and the loss of habitat, but the developer argued that no roads or homes would be built in floodplains.
The Planning and Zoning Commission voted to hold off on voting on this proposed development for a future meeting. I'm Charles Reiner in Milton, Coast TV News.
A bicyclist is involved in a Tuesday morning crash. This is around 10:45 a.m. on Coastal Highway in Bethany Beach, and we have some photos that we're showing you here of that as paramedics responded to the scene. We'll provide updates to this story as we receive more information.
In Seaford, police are looking for a suspect who they say fired shots at several people Monday night. According to the department, officers responded to complaints around 8:18 in the area of Conwell Street between Spruce Street and 3rd Street. Witnesses say that an unknown man was firing at a group of people, and then he took off in a white vehicle. No one was injured.
Happening later this week in Rehoboth Beach, it's another review of the Beach Patrol Headquarters project. This has been an ongoing story. City officials will meet this Friday to discuss the potential alteration of a part of Baltimore Avenue. Meeting relates to the construction of the new Beach Patrol building that will replace the current one that we're showing you here. The proposed reconstruction is expected to bring a new 2-story building with public restrooms.
BB Healthcare has announced the opening of its new BB Center for Breast Health. On Monday, October 2nd, the new location opened on the Rehoboth Health campus. Patients will have access to timely appointments, breast surgeons, nurse navigators, medical and radiation oncologists, diagnostic imaging and lab, and social services, all there on that Rehoboth Health campus.
Town of Milton and the Drug Enforcement Administration will be giving the public an opportunity to prevent pill abuse and also theft. On Saturday, October 28th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., people can drop off expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs and medications to the Milton Police Department. This service is free. It's also anonymous.
All right, let's head to Washington, D.C. now. Live, there is the U.S. Capitol, and Tuesday was a chaotic one in the halls of Congress. This is a developing situation. Now, Kevin McCarthy is saying he will not attempt to reclaim his speakership post as House Republicans attempt to identify a new leader. McCarthy held a lengthy news conference Tuesday night following a closed-door meeting with Republican lawmakers. A small group of Republicans were not happy that McCarthy had to work with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown over the weekend, and it was enough to cost the California representative his leadership post.
The right thing isn't always easy, but it is necessary. I don't regret standing up for choosing governance over grievance. It is my responsibility. It is my job.
McCarthy became Speaker in January after he was elected on the 15th ballot, the fifth longest Speaker vote by number of ballots in U.S. history and the longest such vote in 164 years.
More news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, Maryland encouraging you to get up and walk, how the state says you can participate in Walk Maryland Day. Also, Red October in Philly, how the Phillies are poised to make a return trip to the divisional series.
And as we fall into a new season, we face lanternfly season as well. How to discard of this invasive species if you see them in your area. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Fleischer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva.
We salute Bradley Temeski. At 14, he joined the Bridgeville Fire Company's cadet program in January 2022, upholding a family legacy of firefighting. Bradley is not only dedicated to promoting fire safety, but also shines as a member of Sussex Tech's drumline and golf team. Off the field, he races micro sprint cars and enjoys fishing during his downtime.
If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sundar Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
We at Khalsa Jewelers offer signature pieces that represents the beauty, the love, and also the celebration of our life. Find your piece in historic Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Instagram, and Facebook.
Get in gear with Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
It's Free Truck Fridays, your ticket to a new 2023 Ford Ranger thanks to Pohanka Ford of Salisbury. Stay tuned to Big D and Bubba all week as they reveal the Free Truck Friday song.
Then listen to April and me to play the song. Be caller 10 and you might be parking a new 2023 Ford Ranger in your driveway.
Drive over to coastcountry.com for all the details.
Coast Country's Free Truck Fridays with Pohanka Ford of Salisbury,
where your drive to work
could upgrade your ride home.
Latino, si se puede. Yo, 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 yo. You got what it takes to be the next. You got what it takes to be the next. Don't ever stop, move, shake, show them what you got. Dale pa'lante, fly your way up to the top. You got what it takes to be the next. Dale pa'lante. Don't ever stop, move, shake, be proud, be bold. Dale pa'lante, be the next story told. Dale pa'lante, be the next story told.
The Baltimore Orioles are the American League East champions, and the Delmarva Sports Network was at Camden Yards for you. DSN was at the game to show you the moment they clinched the title. DSN was in the locker room to bring you the post-game celebration. DSN was the only local sports station to interview the players that turned their dreams into reality. When the big games happen, you can count on the Delmarva Sports Network to make you part of the action.
Coming up on 640 on this, well, clear morning for some, others seeing that dense fog. Here's our dry tech cam, nice and clear across the bay in Ocean City, 61 degrees, but other inland areas still being plagued by some of that fog. 8 miles in fog in Georgetown, 10 in Salisbury. So watch out for the fog. It should burn off between about 8 and 9 a.m. Otherwise, clear skies. We've got gorgeous high pressure and some of that blue showing up on our temperature map. 50 in Ocean Pines right now. Wow. 51 in Selbyville. So make sure you grab that jacket out the door. Here's our UV index brought to us by Face of Grace, a practice in sun safety. High levels today and then back into the medium range as we go into Friday and then much lower into Saturday, clouds and showers. But in that high range, SPF, find the midday shade and make sure you limit your time outdoors. Much more on our changeable forecast coming up.
Different types of affordable housing in Lewis are taking shape.
Let's go to lanternflies
Yeah, let's
first.
go to that one, Paige.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's important to know what lanternflies are if you spot one. You've probably heard of these. To prevent large quantities of lanternflies hatching in the spring, it's important to check for egg masses and destroy them. There's that bug right there. If you see it, and if you find an egg mass, use a stiff card or a putty knife to scrape the mass into a disposable bag. Then, you're not done yet. To ensure the eggs are destroyed, add rubbing alcohol or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Then seal that bag and container and discard it.
All right, now we're going to get to affordable housing, and
right.
plans are taking shape there in Lewis.
All right, sounds good. According to a recent presentation from the Lewis Planning Commission Housing Subcommittee, the housing units are up for discussion. They would be on the same lot as a primary house. These could be detached or a converted garage, a basement, or an attic with a separate bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen.
Yeah, separate ADUs would be limited to 900 square feet and 1.5 stories. Property would require to have at least 2 off-street parking spaces.
Rent could be in the $800 to $1,200 range. The Historic Preservation Architectural Review Commission would review any in the historic district. According to the committee presentation, these accessory dwelling units should be right by the residential zoning districts.
Yeah, but it doesn't include mobile homes or also where HOAs or deeds restrict them, and the next steps include the Lewis Planning Commission's meeting on October 18th.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Postseason baseball kicked off yesterday, and the nightcap was Game 1 between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. Sold out at Citizens Bank Park, it's only fitting that Rhys Hoskins throws out the first pitch before Game 1, a strike to Kyle Schwarber. Bottom third now, scoreless game. Alec Boehm rips the Jesus Luzardo pitch down the line for an RBI double. Johan Rojas scores. Phillies lead early on 1-0. Fourth inning, 2 on for Bryson Stott. He lines a single off Luzardo. Real Muto comes home to score, but Jazz Hisholm Jr. throws home and gets Nick Castellanos at the plate. The first run still counts. The Phillies lead grows 2-0. Next batter, Christian Pache grounds the single up the middle off Luzardo. Stott trots home. Phillies lead 3-0. We go to the 7th. Miami now down 3-1. 2-on-2 out. Jose Alvarado on the mound, and he gets Yuli Gurriel swinging. Alvarado fired up after that one. Then to the 8th, some insurance. Castellanos lines this one down the line for a double. Bryce Harper comes around from first to score. The Phillies win Game 1, 4-1. Game 2 is tonight at 8:08 p.m. right back at Citizens Bank Park. A win would move Philly to the NLDS. That'll do it for sports.
Still to come this morning, a Walk Maryland Day happening today. Also details of the month-long campaign across the state.
And if you're going for a stroll this morning, we're looking at areas of dense fog out there. Not seeing it on the Hershey exteriors cam, but certainly inland areas are seeing that fog. That will burn off into another nice fall day, but big changes for this weekend. I'll have the details with Futurecast coming up after the break.
Michael Anderson of Anderson Wealth Management has the strategies you need to help plan your retirement. Catch Wise Money right here on WRDE.
On Coast Life, step into the heart of the Redbird Legacy Foundation's mission. Salute the selfless dedication of a Sussex County community beacon and set the Halloween mood with DIY spiderweb placemats. Today at 4 on Coast TV.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me,
Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3. Join us for the 5th annual fundraiser to support the Community Resource Center, Building Bridges for Neighbors in Need. Thursday, October 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy an open bar, delicious food stations, and live music by Benny Preston. Tickets are $80, with proceeds benefiting Community Resource Center programs, including food rescue, baby pantry, emergency financial assistance, and the Job Center. For more info, visit RehobothCommunityCenter.org.
WRDE weather brought to you by Window World of Delmarva, simply the best for less.
Save on energy costs with Window World's energy-efficient siding and doors. We'll help you choose the best design options for your home and manage your project every step of the way. Now save $500 off a whole house of vinyl siding, or save $200 off an entry door, plus no interest financing for 18 months.
No matter the size of the project, you can trust Window World of Delmarva to get it done right.
Call Window World of Delmarva for a free estimate today.
6:45 on your Wednesday morning. A live look at Seaford there on our Tidal Health cam. Sun is slowly making its way up. We can finally see a little better there on our live cams, and beautiful morning in Seaford, it looks like.
Yeah, no fog there. Yeah. Paige, I apologize. I am sorry. I forgot to tell you about Red Tie Wednesday.
I would have brought my red tie in. It's okay.
Paige is like, I don't wear ties.
Nope, not a single one. But I support you guys in your red ties.
I know. We hit it.
All right. Good deal, yes. Color coordinated for sure. Guys, you have to watch out for that fog this morning. We just saw on the Seaford cam the visibility wasn't too bad, but that can't be said for everywhere. So we're still seeing areas of patchy fog out there. Make sure to use the low beam headlights. It will be burning off here in the next couple of hours. And make sure to scan the QR code right there. That will get you to the Coast TV weather app. You can check out the visibility, current conditions, and the hour-by-hour forecast as well on our weather app. 5-day temperature trend, it is above average the next 3 days. 80 the high today. Average high is 74. Upper 70s Thursday and Friday. And then the bigger change for the weekend. Strong fall cold front moves through on Saturday. That brings in the coolest air of the season so far this fall. Saturday, 71, and on Sunday, a high of only 63. Break out the flannel. Going to have to click the heat on, I think, as we go into the end of the weekend and early next week. And even this morning, maybe some of you kicking the heat on. 51 in Selbyville, 51 in Delmar, 54 in Georgetown. Make sure you and the kiddos are bundled up out the door, as it is pretty chilly. 59 in Rehoboth Beach right now. At least we're not talking about a lot of wind, thanks to high pressure overhead. So tough to see the fog on the satellite picture, but it's there, and that will burn off into lots of sunshine. You can see all the H's indicating high pressure all across the northeast, back into the Ohio Valley. But here's the big change. This cold front marching through the central plains right now. Out ahead of it, we're looking at storms, some big storms, even severe weather through Texas, Oklahoma, and parts of the Midwest. We're not going to see the severe end to that front, but we'll certainly see the rain and wind and cooler weather. It's cool this morning. Temperatures in the 50s, quickly warming into the 60s. And by this afternoon, glorious conditions. 80 in Millsboro, Delmar, and Seaford, other places. Cooler 60s and 70s along the beaches. Tonight, clear skies. Maybe not as cool Thursday morning as it was this morning. Still could see some areas of patchy fog. And Thursday afternoon will be nice as well, with temperatures close to 80 inland. 60s and 70s along the beaches. A little bit of an onshore flow there and some clouds as well. And more clouds as we go Thursday on into Friday. We really thicken up the clouds as that cold front gets closer. Could see a few showers Friday, especially into Friday night. And then by early Saturday, here comes that cold front by noon just to our west. That will sweep through with wind, showers, and yeah, maybe even a rumble of thunder. And then it's cool and blustery Sunday on into early next week with below average temperatures. Here's Philippe north of the islands right now. It's a tropical storm. It'll pass well to our east as we go into the weekend, maybe clipping Maine with some rain and wind for us, maybe some bigger waves as we head to the next few days. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 80 today, 78 Thursday, increasing clouds. By Friday, 77 showers, especially later into the night, and Saturday, showery, kind of blustery, 71, then much cooler, 49 Sunday morning with a high of 63. We keep the highs in the 60s Monday and Tuesday. Look at that overnight morning low by Monday, 45.
All right, thanks, Bob. An already active hurricane season could become even more eventful in its final stretch. The number of storms, they tend to drop off toward the end of October, with El Nino dominating and suppressing hurricane activity, but that might not be the case this year. More storms could possibly develop in the open ocean. That's where temperatures are unusually warm. The Atlantic season has had 18 named storms so far, which is already above average.
Cleaner, smarter cars on roadways in Maryland. MDOT announced the modernized vehicle emissions inspection program regulations will go into effect today. Under new program rules, car models 2019 or newer with original ownership are exempt from emissions testing for the first 6 years of the car's life. Change of ownership and out-of-state vehicles will continue to be treated as used cars, and they'll be tested 2 years after the vehicle is purchased. After the initial test at the 6-year mark, testing is required every 2 years.
Also happening today, the simple activity of walking. It is being celebrated in Maryland, and actually celebrated all month. MDOT is encouraging people to participate in Walk Maryland Day today as a call to action to support safe walking across the state. Day is part of the month-long campaign of Walktober. Educational opportunities and other walk-related events will be offered throughout the month by MDOT.
It's now 6:50. It's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
Not one, but two. We got Blanca and Sydney. These two sweet pups love when the weather is nice enough just to hang out and chill. And of course, they never forget Paige, their cool-looking shades. Love that. Love the fact they're posing there. And both have brought so much love to their family. Blanca and Sydney were sent to us by Denise.
They'll love today because they can wear those cute shades.
Yeah.
We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us those photos and telling us what makes your pet so special. You can do that first by looking at your screen.
You can email us at content@wrde.com. Watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all of the pets we feature.
And we're about 7 minutes away from sunrise. Boardwalk Plaza Cam, look at that shot over the placid Atlantic Ocean awaiting sunrise. It's going to be a beautiful day, but we are seeing some morning fog that burns off into a beautiful fall day. But changes for the weekend with that strong cold front I've been talking about. I'll have the 10-day extended forecast coming up next.
Wow, it's so much bigger than you realize. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the largest selection of tile from around the world. And they are the only Dow Tile Premier showroom on the shore. They have the knowledge and expertise to assist architects, designers, and homeowners, and are fully licensed to take on any job from start to finish. Family owned and operated since 1947. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
This week on Wheel, I'm surrounded by teachers. I love what I do. That's cool. And they bring the school spirit.
Go Lions!
Go Bears!
Go Eagles!
I have a hunch you're fun in class.
Wednesday at 7 on CoastTV.
Jeopardy Champions Wildcard. Let's get this party started with Please Bear With Me. All three of you very much in the hunt.
Can they even bear to lose?
Oh, I don't think so.
Wednesday at 7:30 on CoastTV.
It's football season, and Delmarva Sports Network takes you into the action with Down and Distance, a new show with the Friday Night Lights matchup of the week, plus Delmarva players to watch, top plays of the week, Bayside and Henlopen Conference power rankings, and exclusive interviews with players and coaches. Tune in to DSN Fridays prior to our game of the night this fall season. Down and Distance, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Experience the thrill of the race with Post Time with Heather Vitale, only on the Delmarva Sports Network. From the energetic sprints at Ocean Downs to the heart-racing action at Bally's Dover, all the way to the vibrant atmosphere of Harrington Raceway, we bring you the true pulse of harness racing. Sunday mornings at 8 and 11:30 on DSN, DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com, or on the DSN app. Post Time on Delmarva Sports Network.
There's no one else in daytime like Tamron.
1, 2, 3.
And on the next Tamron Hall, their full circle moments could be the plot to a really good movie. His Instagram helped two friends find love. Find out how it all comes full circle at their wedding. Then this doctor helped save her life as a child. Wait until you hear their full circle moment. Plus a full circle moment of my very own next Tamron Hall.
Wednesday at 3 on CoastTV.
It is 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. 5 people were shot at Morgan State University in Baltimore. University police reported to have heard gunshots around 9:25 p.m. The victims are 4 men and 1 woman, and they were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police there are still searching for the suspect.
In Seaford, police there are investigating a shooting they say happened Monday night. According to the department, officers responded to complaints around 8:18 p.m. This was in the area of Conwell Street. It's between Spruce Street and 3rd Street. And witnesses say that a man was firing at a group of people and then took off in a white vehicle. Police say they found several shell casings, but luckily no one was hurt.
Kevin McCarthy is saying he will not attempt to reclaim his speakership post as House Republicans attempt to identify a new leader. A small group of Republicans were not happy that McCarthy had to work with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown over the weekend, and it was enough to cost the California representative his leadership post.
Another special event zone in place in Ocean City. The Endless Summer Cruising event is this weekend, and the town wants to keep people safe as thousands of people and cars are predicted to attend. All speed limits in town reduced to 30 miles per hour, and fines are also increased. Police could arrest violators for reckless driving. Special event zone will end on October 8th.
This week, Taco Tuesday falls on Wednesday because today is National Taco Day. October 4th is the day to chow down on the tasty delight, hard shell, soft shell, stuffed with whatever your heart desires.
Yeah, some gooey cheese, delectable meat or seafood, veggies, not me, beans, sour cream, some salsa with a kick. A lot of options there. These are savory tacos. There's also dessert tacos. And we have Mexico to thank for tacos.
Oh, I love a chocolate taco. Do you?
Choco taco.
Yeah. You like those?
I did, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can have a taco for dinner and a choco taco for dessert.
Just a fantastic day.
With a margarita.
Done and done.
Now we're talking.
We're there.
All right, we're going to wrap up, but before I do that for lunch, it's 6:56. Let's take a quick look at your forecast before you also enjoy your tacos.
What a lunch, Bob.
You know, Matt, we know you don't like your veggies.
I know.
But you have to put lettuce and tomato on a taco along with the other good stuff, no?
I do lettuce.
Okay, good. That's a vegetable. Good. Yeah, well, keep it going. Keep it going. Love tacos. Might not like the fog this morning. We are seeing areas of dense fog, so be careful out there. Be careful around the school buses this morning. And make sure you stop when you see their stop sign come up. Look at this. Chilly out the door. Make sure you grab your jacket. Temperatures in the 50s, but a beautiful day. Light winds, temperatures into the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. I am going 80 today. 78 Thursday, increasing clouds, and then Friday, cloudy day, 77. Kind of our transition day with the rain building in. Cold front Saturday is cooler and breezy and wet, but then after that, wow, that big blast of cool air comes in. 63 Sunday. Look at those overnight lows in the 40s beginning Sunday morning. As cold as 45 Monday morning, and keeping it pleasant as we go into really much of next week.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
And as always, we'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11, so stick with us.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, go ahead, get your phone, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.